Now, I hadn't been out to many markets the past 19 years that hadn't been competitive. But again, I'm not here to tell you about sales and service. But how many of us use some type of technique to remember the most important things, which is our customers' names and faces? Now, even though we've been in business almost 29 years now, memory training itself has been around for 2,500 plus years. Back during Julius Caesar's time, when the Roman orators or the senators of the day wanted to maintain the Senate floor for a long period of time, they'd use a system we call loci, which is a Latin word for storage location. And what they would do is store large amounts of information in their mind. Because they'd leave the Senate floor behind the podium and look at cheat sheets or outlines or brochures or something like that. Someone else would run up to the podium and their legislation would pass. We call that filibustering today. Now, I'm from Dallas. We do that in Austin quite a bit, and up in Washington, I'm sure, still. And it's called filibustering. But those were good techniques. They were hard to teach and hard to learn. So they didn't really migrate down through the generations very easily. Now, I'm from Dallas, and we work with a couple of guys, Zig Ziglar. Zig tells us that a person doesn't care how much you know till they first know how much you care. And it's kind of hard to show someone you care when you can't remember their name. But you know how it is. It happens to you all the time. And the reason it happens to you is because stress suppresses the memory. The reason you can remember someone's face is because as you look around this room today, you're taking 52,000 pictures per second. Now, folks, you have the best camera that's ever been developed. Believe me, if you could get to the moon and get that free Hasselblad up there, you could have a good camera. But you know what? Or even a Nikon or Olympus or Canon. But none of them have the shutter speed or the aperture setting of this camera right here. So your mind looks at pictures. The other thing, your mind works in pictures. You have the best computer that's developed ever, and God gave it to you when you were born. The problem is you haven't been given the software program. Now, believe me, we do programs at TI every month in Dallas, and Hewlett-Packard, and Dell in Austin, and Oklahoma City, and Seattle. We do Microsoft. They don't like me to tell you this, but you have the best computer that's ever been developed. But you haven't been formally given the software program, okay? So that's what we do. Now,